What's going on, guys? Just back here with another video. Few NBA games today. Yesterday was a college football playoff. Indiana ended up taking down Miami in the finals. I'm not really good with the CFP. I don't really keep up too much, so not something that I'm gonna really touch on today. But Indiana won. Mendoza looks good. Most likely gonna be the Raiders' number one overall pick. So glad to see him in the league. So yesterday the All-Star starters were announced for the NBA All-Star game. You had For the West, you had Steph Curry, Shea, Luca, Wemby, Yoke, and for the East, you had Kane, Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey, Giannis, and I'm drawing a blank. Kane, Jaylen Brown, Maxey, Giannis. I don't even know who the next starter. Brunson, probably. Definitely Brunson. 100% Brunson, yeah. So, those are starters. What I just like to touch on now is like obviously every time when you see stuff gets announced, starters, everybody always has their opinion on who they believe should be starting and stuff like that. So, big noise that came out yesterday was that Anthony Edwards should be starting over Steph Curry. Last year, the All Star game was in Golden State, and Steph Curry was a starter. I was not mad at that at all because it's in Steph Curry's home where he plays. He deserves to start, even though he was not. He shouldn't have started last year either. But let's talk about it now. This year he should not have started over Anthony Edwards. But let's see. You guys tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. So let's pull this up. Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. So for the year, Steph Curry averages 27, 4, and 5 on 47, 39, and 93 from the floor. And his team is in like the seventh seed. Whereas Anthony Edwards averages 30, 5, and 4 on 50, 40, 79% from the floor. And his team is the fourth seed in the West. So there's been big talks about who should be starting. Anthony Edwards been killing lately. He had 55 his last game out there, just putting on. And he's young, man. And Anthony Edwards is like what you want to see in the All Stars, all the dunks and stuff like that. Steph Curry puts on the show. He was All Star MVP last year. I understand that, but I feel like for the season that Ant's having, he should be definitely starting over Steph Curry. But you guys tell me, like maybe you guys feel like Steph Curry is having a better season, but whatever, that's fine. But let's talk about how now that we touched on the All Star game, nothing really much because until we see the reserves, then I don't really want to get too in depth about the All Star game. But I just hope Jamal Murray makes it. But let's talk about Jimmy Butler and what this means for the Warriors. Jimmy Butler went down with an ACL injury. He's gonna be out for the season, according to Shams. So yeah, out for the season with ACL injury. So what does this mean for the Warriors? The Warriors, Steve Kerr has been reluctant to place Kuminga all year, and now it's probably going to come back to bite him because now he has to play Kuminga with Jimmy Butler being absent, and Kuminga's been a DMP for the last 10 games probably, but they've been talking about trading him because he requested a trade. So now let's see, do they go back on trading Kuminga and keep him just because Jimmy's down, or do they have to trade Kuminga to get a piece? And what does this mean for Warriors, man? Jimmy Butler is their number two guy. They were going to use Kuminga to get something to pair with Jimmy Butler and Steph. It wasn't just to just get something. It was to pair with those guys. Jimmy Butler, Steph, Draymond. But now Jimmy Butler's done for the season. I just feel like Steph Curry, this is his last few years in his prime. He's still playing at a high level. All-star starter, as you can see. I just feel like Steph Curry needs to be on a contender, man. And obviously, you can't trade Jimmy. Nobody's going to take Jimmy's contract with an ACL injury, especially being that old. So I'm not too sure what you could get for Kaminga. Like maybe you could get Michael Porter with if you package it with something as a picks, but I don't think that's enough. I don't even think the Nets really want that. I heard the Kings want Kaminga, so I don't know if you could get a win now piece right now for the Warriors. So now that just leads me to believe like this is another wasted year for Steph Curry. And what's gonna happen? Jimmy Butler is gonna be out going into the start of next season as well. It's not even just this season. It's such a late injury in the season. It's like now, what do you do? Like, I think obviously Steph Curry never wants to ask out. He's a Warriors legend. So I don't know, man. What I do know is that the Warriors are cooked. Yeah, they probably might make it to the playoffs, maybe. But without Jimmy Butler out there, and if they don't go get a win now piece, which I don't know what they have to package to get a win now piece, I don't know what's gonna go down with the Warriors, man. Like, that's the truth. That's truly the truth right now. Like, I'm sorry. They got a big win last night against the Miami Heat, but Jimmy Butler was in there for the majority of the game. And now it's like wow. So yesterday we saw a good big East matchup, two head to head with Cade Cunningham and Jaylen Brown. Both named first time All Star starters this year. My bad if I'm a little hunky, I'm just under the weather still. Like outside's cold as shit out here. But yeah, no, still stuffy, but yeah, they had a good head to head. Jaylen Brown put up 32, 11 rebounds. Good game, but ultimately Pistons came away with a 1 point lead. Cade Cunningham 16 points, 14 assists. Cade Cunningham has really been reeling back the scoring lately, just being a great facilitator. You love to see that. Finding different ways to win. I still think that they need a win now piece. I would love for Michael Porter to end up on this team. I've been begging for this to happen. But yeah, this is where we could see coming down in the Eastern Conference playoffs. Like me personally, as of today, I have the Pistons winning this playoff series if it does come to fruition. But Jason Tatum's just around the corner. Apparently, could be back in March, could be back end of February. Who knows? I don't want him to rush back. I really want him to get that right calf strengthened a bit more. But we'll see what they do with Jason Tatum. But as of right now, I have the Pistons. I still think the Pistons need one more piece, but it's very good. And the Spurs, man, the Spurs. Wemby's been killing lately. Another 30 point game, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Another all around game from Wemby, just against the Jazz. Jazz have been playing good ball, but this is a big problem that we've been running into lately. The Knicks are on a 4 game skid. Just got Brunson back from that ankle injury. Brunson has almost has what Steph Curry had at the beginning of his career with those ankles. Like Brunson's ankles they're toast. Lost another game. And it just hasn't been the same ever since you've been hearing the rumors about the Knicks trading for Giannis. It has not been the same over there. Like something's going wrong within the locker room. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if people are not confident anymore because they're hearing themselves in trade talks. And I don't really know how much people want to go from New York to Milwaukee. Like you know what I mean? So it's like we might be traded for Giannis, but they're gonna have to do something because this is a good year for the Knicks to make it far. They should have made it last year to the finals. They didn't. And this is another year for them to come back and do it. They added pieces like Jordan Clarkson on the bench. Jordan Clarkson's an amazing bench piece. Miles McBride, good shooter. And then you have reports of Mitchell Robinson saying putting out little messages. So right now the Knicks are falling apart. I believe they need to maximize this window, especially in the East with some injuries and stuff like that. And some of the top East teams from previous years are on a down year. I think they need to maximize this year, and I guess they could go after Giannis, man. Giannis is not too happy over there. Knicks fans were booing them last night. Bucks fans were booing the Bucks. So let's just end our problems and reunite. Bring Giannis. Well, not really reunite, but unite. Bring Giannis to the Knicks. I don't know who you're going to trade for Giannis, though. What type of packages are we looking at to trade for Giannis? What do you guys think? What works for Giannis on this team? Cat, Bridges, and some picks. Like me personally, I'm not trying to throw anybody's name out there. Like I'm not trying to say who needs to be traded and whatnot. So, but I don't know how the Knicks fans feel. Do they feel like they should go after Giannis or keep their team in order? If you're a Knicks fan, let me know. Let me know, because it's not looking too good for you guys right now. But yeah, man, that's all for today, man. Nothing really crazy happened yesterday. Just want to do a little recap of some of the stuff that I've been seeing in the league, and just keep doing this stuff, man. PC's almost coming together, man. So that's a good thing. I had some better edits and stuff. So just drop me a like, drop a subscribe. Let's run this shit up 2026.